Today is the day that we finally talk about A Hero Lives. This card is one of the most important combo starters in our deck, and that is why we would like to see this card in our opening hand. Now let's talk about its effect. When we control no face-up monsters, we can pay half of our life points as an activation cost, then we can special summon one elemental hero monster that is a level 4 or lower from our deck to the field. Most of the time, we want to special summon Stratos to our field. Now, there are a couple of important things that you should know about this card's effect. First of all, if you control any number of set monsters on your field, you can still activate this card, but make sure that you control no face-up monsters. Otherwise, this card will be just another brick in your hand. That is why we want to activate this card before we normal or special summon any other monster to the field. This card's activation is not hard once per turn, so if your opponent negates it with a hand trap such as Ash Blossom, then you can play a second copy from your hand by paying half of your life points one more time. However, when your life points drop to 2000, you won't be able to use Verte Anaconda's effect in order to fusion summon DPE, because Anaconda's activation cost requires 2000 life points, which is the same amount of our remaining life points. So that's why you need to find an alternative route to summon DPE. Before activating this card instantly, you can try to bait your opponent with other cards first, such as Rota, Equal, or Foolish Burial. However, be aware that your opponent might be holding Draw Lockbird in their hand, and that can foil all your plans. That is why today, I'm also going to teach you how we can deal with those hand traps. Now, as usual, just ignore the other cards in my hand, and let's activate A Hero Lives by paying 4000 life points in order to special summon Stratos. Now, we are going to use its search effect. And normally, we would like to search Miracle Ejector, if you remember from the previous videos. However, today we are going to do something different, because if we search Miracle Ejector, and if our opponent plays Draw Lockbird, then we won't be able to do much, because we can only special summon Miracle Ejector, and we can use both Stratos and Miracle Ejector for link summoning Anaconda, and then we can fusion summon DPE, and that will be our end board, which is not enough to win our games. So instead, we can search Vyon, and once we get trolled by our opponent, we can at least send Mask Hero Fountain to the graveyard, which is going to trigger its effect, and we can set Mask Change to our field, and then we can do the same process and summon DPE. So not only we have DPE in our field, but we can also use Mask Change in order to summon Darklow. Now you can do the same combo with Mask Hero Fountain if it is in your hand, by special summoning itself to the field, then exceed summoning number 60 Dugares, and by using its effect, you're gonna send Stratos and Fountain to the graveyard. You can special summon back Stratos, and because we use the card effect in order to send Fountain to the graveyard, we can set Mask Change and we can do the same again. Now, both Vyon and Fountain is acceptable for our end board against Draw Lockbird, but if our opponent doesn't have any Lockbird, that means Vyon is still going to be a better choice, because with the help of Vyon, we can build our end board properly. So now, I'm going to search for Vyon, I'm going to normal summon him, I'm going to use this effect to send Shadow Mist to the graveyard. We are going to trigger Shadow Mist effect in order to search Miracle Ejector. We are going to use Vyon's effect in order to search Polymerization from deck to our hands. And then we are going to special summon Miracle Ejector by sending Aqua Dolphin to the graveyard. Now we can also search for E and Shuffle. And we are going to activate E and Shuffle in order to return Miracle Ejector, in order to special summon a second copy of Stratos. Now, if you remember, Stratos' search effect is not hard once per turn, so we can make another search, which is going to be Elemental Hero Heroes. Because in order to fusion summon Lane Wingman, we need at least 2 Elemental Hero monsters with different attributes, which is going to be Stratos and Neos. We also need a normal master as material, because that's the only way that we can resolve the second effect of Flame Wingman and Thunder Giant. So now we are going to XC summon into number 60. Now, at this very moment, if you're suspicious about your opponent's hand, if you think that your opponent has so many hand traps or interruptions, you can actually use Dugares' effect in order to special summon Aqua Dolphin, and you can use this effect to check your opponent's hand and destroy some monsters. However, if your opponent has a card such as Nibiru, you won't be able to destroy it, because we only have Stratos, which has 1800 attack points, and that's not going to be enough for destroying Nibiru. So that's why we are going to special summon Stratos instead to our field, and we are going to use its search effect one more time in order to get Duskrow. Now I'm still holding polymerization because I would like to link summon Wonder Driver first. We are going to use Dustcrow special summoning effect. Let's search for Fountain. Now we can link summon. We need at least 2 Hero Masters. That is going to be 1 Stratos and Dustcrow. Now we can play polymerization in order to fusion summon Flaming Man. We would like to summon it right under where Wonder Driver points to, because that's the only way that it triggers its effect. Now we can set polymerization back to our field, and we can search our trap card from deck to our hand. At this very moment, do not activate Flaming Man immediately if you are running Cross Sheep in your deck, and I am running Cross Sheep in my deck, so I'm going to show you something. We are going to link summon by getting rid of these 2 cards because we don't need them anymore. Make sure that one of the arrows pointing to are empty. Now we can use Flaming Man's effect in order to special summon Sunrise. Now Sunrise is a fusion master, so that's why Cross Sheep's effect will trigger. And we can special summon a monster that is level 4 or lower from our graveyard. Now you have 2 options here. 1, you can special summon Stratos back to your field and make another search. Or 2, you can special summon Aqua Dolphin to your field. Now since we are talking about Handtraps in this video, I'm going to special summon Aqua Dolphin to my field. Because we are special summoning Aqua Dolphin, the chain link doesn't matter. Just decide whatever you want to chain block. I'm going to put Cross Sheep to chain link 1 and Sunrise to chain link 2. We are going to search Miracle Fusion, and we are going to special summon Aqua Dolphin. Now, because we control a master that has more than 3000 attack points, we can check our opponent's hand and destroy anything that has the same or lower attack points, okay? So in this case, we can also get rid of Nibiru. That is why I did not summon Aqua Dolphin when I summoned number 60. So why do we have 3000 attack points, by the way? Well, Sunrise has a beautiful effect, which gives us attack boost for each attribute we control in our field. We already have Earth, Water, and Light. That makes 3 different attributes, so that's why we can reach up to 3000 attack points. So now we are gonna activate Miracle Fusion in order to fusion summon Thunder Giant. The summoning conditions are still same, just like Flaming Man. We need 2 elemental hero monsters with different attributes. Make sure that you always banish Neos and Flaming Man, because 1, we need at least 1 copy of Stratos in our graveyard, and 2, we need to use a normal master, such as Neos, in order to resolve its second effect, which is we can tribute it, we can make another search because it's not hard once per turn, and we are going to search for Furnace. Now, we can actually activate polymerization in order to fusion summon Contrast Hero Chaos by sending our materials to the graveyard, right here. Now we are going to resolve this chain. You can put Furnace to chain link 1 in order to chain block. We are going to set Mask Change to our field, and we are going to special summon Furnace. Now, I am going to link summon Infernal Devicer by using Furnace and Stratos, and put it right here. Because we want to summon Mask Hero Dark Lord, we need at least 1 Dark Attribute Hero Master, and that is going to be Infernal Devicer. Now we are going to link summon Anaconda. We need at least 2 Effect Masters. And remember, we haven't activated anything that restricts to the heroes, so that's why we can still play non-hero cards such as Anaconda. Now we are going to use its effect in order to fusion summon DPE. We are going to send its materials to the graveyard. We are going to set Favorite Contact. We are going to use E and Shuffle's ability in order to return Thunder Giant back to our deck, as well as Aqua Dolphin. Now, if you like, you can destroy Anaconda like this. I actually prefer destroying Anaconda when I start doing my combos with a hero lives, because as you can see, we have only 2000 life points remaining, which is a huge risk for our case, and Anaconda has a really low attack points. So we can end our turn, and during the draw phase, if we want, we can activate Mask Change, we can send Infernal Devicer to the graveyard, and we can special summon Dark Lord. During the standby phase, we can special summon DPE back, Now that's pretty much our end board. Let's talk about a few things. So the most important card is obviously Dark Lord. This is your floodgate, and this is going to stop your opponent a lot. We have Omnidegate, which is contra Severe Chaos. We have DPE, which can recycle itself and pop a card on the field. We have also Sunrise, which can boost our attacks, and it can pop a card if one of these monsters are targeted for an attack. We set favorite contact, and if we activate it, we can fusion summon Shining Neos, which can pop cards, cannot be destroyed by card effects, and has lots of attack points. Or we can decide to fusion summon Thunder Giant, or we can even fusion summon a second copy of Contra Severe Chaos if it is necessary. We use Fusion Destiny, and we have Denier and Malicious in our graveyard, so that means if our opponent gets rid of this board, we can special summon them next turn. We can even go for something like Cross Crusader. We can just search a hero card from our deck to our hand. So basically there are a lot of possibilities that we can do, and that's pretty much for our end board. So anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Soon we are going to improve this end board with different fusion monsters and different setups. So I hope that you guys are already excited for that. If you have any suggestions about these combo guides or have any questions related to the videos, feel free to comment and I'll try to reply back to you as soon as possible. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that you were having fun, and I'll see you guys in the next video.